Yeah, I can see you now.
Okay. So, hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to the session.
Okay. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for having this conversation. We are so thankful to you. So, I would like to introduce myself. This is Malha Binte Masood. I study in 8th standard. If I talk my family, so my family consists of 4 members. They're my parents, me, and my brother. My parents, they're both are teachers. Me and my brother, we are siblings as well as we are twins. We are belong to Bangladesh country. So this is it about me.
So you're connecting from Bangladesh and you're twins.
Yes, ma'am, you are totally correct. We are belong to Bangladesh country and we are twins.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yes, Movers, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this golden opportunity to introduce myself. Actually, you know that my name is Muaz Masud, and I belong to Bangladesh country as your neighbor country, I think. And I study in 8th standard. We are siblings as well as twins, baby, as you know very well. And my father is a professor, and my mother is a primary school teacher. And if I talk about my hobbies, then I like riding bicycle, speaking English with stranger, and making English vlog video. So
So,
that's it.
ma'am, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am Mandeep and I run a channel, YouTube channel by the name of Fluency Girls by Mandeep. And I have been an educator and English facilitator for as long as I remember. It has been for the past 15 years that I have been on this journey of imparting knowledge to people, helping them in improving their English language. Currently, I am all focused on this YouTube journey of mine, and I'm trying to build some courses there. And let's see when they come into execution. And regarding the country, yes, I reside in India and New Delhi. I always assume that it's, I'm mostly connecting with people from India, so I'm not used to introducing that. And I'm really delighted to have you here on my channel today, and it's a great pleasure, to be connecting with people from the neighboring countries.
Okay, ma'am, you'll be glad to know that we are over the moon because we are connecting with you. We are so happy. But naturally, every single day we make conversation with the Indian people is natural.
Yes, and something or the other has been going on. We have been trying to connect for so long, and I had received several messages on in YouTube comments where I had been telling you to connect with me on my Gmail, but then later I kept checking on and never received actually your Skype ID, and that also I received only on YouTube comment section only. So anyhow. So let bygones be bygones. We are connecting today. So is there any particular thing on your mind that you would like to discuss today?
Yeah, we can discuss about spoken English related question. First question I would like to ask you, ma'am. I'm very curious to know from you that every single day, what are you doing to improve your spoken English skills? Could you please tell me?
That's a very interesting question. But before I answer that, I would like to compliment you on, one thing that you mentioned that you're in eighth standard, but and coming from Bangladesh, I think you have really worked hard on your accent. And it is not just, a vernacular accent. I can see that you speak really well and you are quite fluent there, and I really want to take a moment to appreciate that. I have seen a few videos of you, and especially the landscape that you shoot in, the farms I have seen, and it's really really beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for your compliments. And you are also very fluent like us.
Thank you. And now coming to the answer of your question, what I do to improve my English, I think I'm not doing enough to improve my English. Somewhere, down the line, when you are a new learner of the language, you pay so much attention to working on your language, to acquiring vocabulary. You delve into a lot of reading and then listening and all. But somewhere down the line, when you have reached a certain level, you become quite complacent in what you have achieved. So I'm trying to, at present, I'm trying to break that wall of complacency. So I am focusing a lot on listening at present. And last 2 days, I have started, going back to reading English classics, classic literature. So I started reading Jane Eyre. So, because that is where my heart is, I have been a student of English literature. So, I really thrive on reading, English literature because I believe somewhere the kind of vocabulary that the classic literature provides, it's not to be found in modern day novels or whatever we read online on articles. So one that, and another thing that I like to do is I have installed the app of the Hindu newspaper, and the Hindu is known for its language, especially English language. Other newspapers, they use a very, intermediate language, but the Hindu, it uses quite advanced vocabulary. So that is what I have started doing to improve on my language currently, to break that wall of complacency.
Uh, that's great, ma'am. That's great. I think if you keep doing this, you will become more fluent than others. So, I would like to ask you one another question: that why are you learning this language? What's the main purpose behind this?
I would like to mention here that I am not just, learning this language. I have been in love with this language since I was a teenager.
Oh,
So you fall in love with something that you aspire to have, but then you do not have it around you. Isn't that? Why do the natives not love it the way we love? Because we aspire to achieve that language level, sound like them, and we do not have it in our environment somewhere. So that quest begins there to achieve. So that quest began when I was a teenager. So I fell in love with the classic English literature, as I already mentioned, and I became an English language facilitator. So it has become more of like karma now. So more of something like I like to do, to impart whatever I have gained, to impart it to the society. It is my way of giving back to society now.
oh, that's great. Same here, ma'am. We also have fallen already fallen in our spoken English. We don't like most English literature. Also, we don't like most English grammar, vocabulary. We just like very much to talk with a stranger in English. We would like it very much for because I think that through this type of conversation, through talking to others, especially a stranger, it is really helping us to get motivation to speak English a lot. Also, we are practicing through this, and also we are getting more and more words, vocabulary levels, and more structures. I think this type of conversation and talking to a stranger and others is really helping us to improve our communication skills.
Yes, and I would like to ask you there, how did you work on this accent? How did you achieve it? What were the nuances that you paid attention to in order to gain this? And Maliha, I would like you also to speak a bit.
Okay, yeah, truly speaking, ma'am, I can't remember this at all, but you can say that by watching, especially in the previous video, still now, sometimes when I get free time, I try to watch Americans' video. Those are from America. So as you know that I want to learn this language, I want to learn American accent. So that's why I'm watching American people's accent, and I'm trying to apply that in my reality, real spoken English. So every single day I'm trying to practice my spoken English. You know that you will be glad to know that at our home and at our school with my English teacher, with my English tutor, as well as with my parents and with each other, we don't speak in our mother tongue. We all time speak in English. So I think because of that, I'm getting more fluency in this language, but I'm not at all perfect. I'm trying my best to become more and more fluent day by day.
Well, I think that is something, really worth admiring, because something that people often propagate, give yourself the environment of English speaking, but then they do not happen to speak the language at home. But you are already incorporating that environment in your home, and that is really worth appreciation. So something, it becomes quite difficult, to not to speak in your native language, but to speak in foreign language all the time.
Yes, ma'am, you're totally correct. That previous time it was difficult task to us. That every time, every moment, we have to sacrifice our native language, and nowadays we are trying our second language. It was difficult task for us, but nowadays we have created an environment, so there is no any kind of issue. Actually, not for one day, not for 1 year or 1 week. We are not learning for that. We are learning for that actually forever.
Right, right.
So one
So,
question to
hmm.
ask you that actually I want to ask you that if any people running intermediate level, so how they will go advanced level? What will be your suggestion?
That is what, what is intermediate plateau, if you have heard about this. It's
Yes, I
called
have
an
heard.
intermediate plateau where you just get stagnant somewhere. Because reaching from a beginner level to intermediate is bit easy rather than reaching from intermediate to advanced level. And why is that? Because initially we have that quest, that zest, that enthusiasm to learn the language, and we have a set pattern, set structures, that this is where we need to focus in order to acquire the language. But once we reach that intermediate level, there is no set pattern, no set structure to reach the C1 level, C2 level, the advanced level. For that, you need a lot of exposure, and especially active exposure, where you can use the all the advanced vocabulary that you have learned in your everyday conversation, and you need yourself to be challenged. And we do not have a lot of advanced speakers around us, so that somewhere, that makes us get stuck at that level. And there, I believe journaling helps a lot, because when you put it in writing, all your thoughts, a lot of it in writing, and you try to achieve that, incorporate that advanced vocabulary in writing, you can do it. But if you do not have an advanced speaker in front of you, how would you? So, even though you speak, let's say you involve yourself in speaking activities, still you need that challenge. So, with some person with whom you feel that uncomfortable to have a conversation with, that breaking off that comfort zone is very important. I believe. And I believe, apart from natives, we all are somewhere stuck there. Even I believe that I am somewhere at that upper intermediate plateau, even though I have been into this journey for so many years.
Okay, I have understood. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I am also learning. Let's say we'll achieve that. Are you familiar with Shashi Tharoor? Shashi Tharoor of India. He is a connoisseur of English language for us. So he has achieved that, that level of English fluency and using that kind of vocabulary in his conversation. So that is one person that I look up to.
We didn't had it.
No, no, no. He is a politician. He is an old politician. You search his name over Google, Shashi Tharoor, and you listen to him speaking. You would love the way the words will flow out of his mouth. And that is the level of fluency that we all want to achieve.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, exactly. So, do you have any question in your mind?
I think this one was the greatest. That how did you achieve your fluency, and especially working on the accent? Do you have any tips for the audience there who struggle with vernacular accent, especially we Indians or Bangladesh even, they struggle with vernacular accent, mother tongue influence in their accent. How to get rid of that?
I think first of all that I used, and most of the students and most of the English learners, especially new and for all English learners, they should watch Americans and British, those who are natives, their video, because from them they will get to know every words. I mean every correct pronunciation of every word. Also, they should try to just make conversation once per day like this. Through this, they will be able to understand the communication system and how to communicate with others, and also get so many things from this through these conversations. And also, I think that they should apply every correct pronunciation in their real life. I mean, real spoken
Mhm.
English, talk to others, we should use the standard, we should utilize the standard words of English and correct pronunciation of English. And also, we should keep practicing. We shouldn't never give up and always try to be confident of ourselves. We must need to confident of ourselves. All right. So actually, lack of confidence, you can say a 60 or 70% students and learners can't speak better because they are a lack of confidence. So first of all, we have to become confident and we have to practice every single day more and more for removing our hesitation, and also for becoming more and more confident. I think if we listen more and more, if we make this type of conversations more and more, I think once per day, and also if we practice every single day like this way, and if we don't give up, I think English accent will be very easy to learn, and we will be able to work on this problem very easily. I think there is no alternative other way. And remember this: nobody can make you so much fluent if E from Oxford or Cambridge University's professor will never make you so easier if you are not interested. So that's it.
So to sum it, first you need to focus on the first point that you mentioned is watch a lot of American and British shows. So expose yourself to listening to the native language a lot. So
Exactly.
first point, and second point that you mentioned is focus on the individual words. Each word pronunciation becomes very important how you pronounce it, and work on every word pronunciation. Third, you mentioned that have a conversation with as many people as you can,
Exactly.
right? And fourth is your own efforts matter the most. So it's not like who is teaching you, that becomes secondary. The foremost thing is how many efforts at your end you are putting in to learn the language. These are the 4 points that you mentioned, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You are correctly like.
And I don't know if you're seeking or not, but a tip of advice, if you are, making the learning videos on YouTube, you are providing the videos. I have seen that how to build confidence, how to build fluency. Just try to slower your pace of speaking a bit, because our viewers there, they are not able to catch it as quickly as we speak. So people's listening abilities, they listen quite slowly and comprehend. And so it's a conscious efforts while teaching we have to make. As a facilitator, I know, because otherwise we can just keep talking very fast and all, but while teaching we need to somewhere slower our pace so that people comprehend it. Okay,
Okay. I will
otherwise
try.
it's really good.
I will.
Really, ma'am, it is correct. Your advice is totally correct. When we'll make conversation or we'll make blog video, that we have to speak so slowly that viewers will be able to understand, so that they won't be able to understand.
Yes, so make it, consciously. Although in everyday conversations, it's very good that the kind of pace you have, the speed. So I have a very slow pace in even in my native language. So while speaking in conversations, I try to speed it up. So that pace has to be perfect, appropriate for the other person to understand. If I start speaking very slow, you will become bored. So if your speed is slow, you should bump it up. But if it is fast, you should bring it down. So it has to be at the comprehension level of the listener.
Yeah. Thank you
So
so
So,
much,
ma'am,
ma'am.
so
So, ma'am,
next,
if you don't mind, can we hang up this phone for today because we have talked about 20 minutes.
all right, it was nice connecting with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
so thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Thank
giving
you.
us time. It was really a great conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Have a great day.